Welcome back to kinser'skeep. As Thanksgiving approaches, we'd like to say thank you for watching and going on these cocktail adventures with us.
Our family is scattered all across the globe, and we can't always get together for Thanksgiving.
That brings us to this week's cocktail, the Hot Toddy.
It really is the perfect drink for this time of year, and it might just make you feel like you're back with your family. So, let's start with some history.
The history of the Hot Toddy is both complex and disputed. It even goes back as far as the 1600s with India's fermented palm sap beverage, the toddy, which was taken over by the British in the 1700s and redefined. Hot toddies were then served in pubs throughout England and Scotland with hot water, Scotch whiskey, and additional spices.
Then, some say the toddy began with Irish doctor Robert Bentley Todd, toddies, telling his patients to drink hot brandy, cinnamon, and sugar water. But it's also possible that word just traveled from earlier times. Now, all of these stories have a few things in common. Toddies were served warm during the winter months and were used as a cure for feeling sick. Now, the first hot toddy I ever had was made with star anise, cinnamon, lemon juice, honey, whiskey, and boiling water, which can essentially be broken down to spice, citrus, sugar, booze, and water. So we're gonna make our own version of a hot toddy using as many flavors of fall as we possibly can. And we're going to do that with our homemade fall syrup. Check the link in the description below for how to make that. Well, let's make a hot toddy. When it's cold outside and you feel sick and you don't know why, I wanna feel the heat, get real cozy, kick up my feet. You better give me that toddy. Please give me that toddy. I really need that toddy. Right now. It's starting to get cold outside. So let's get ahead of winter with the hot toddy. It's simple to make and it really is a cup of cozy. And we're going to build this cocktail in the glass mug. Glass mug? Let's grab our toddy glass mug and start by adding our spice. I'm going to add 2 star anises into the bottom of the glass and follow that up with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Smells great. Moving on to our sugar. And you can make it as sweet as you want to, honestly. You can use table sugar or honey or maple syrup. I mean, you can even use any type of syrup you want, really. I love all the flavors and smells of fall, and I miss my family. So I'm going to use our homemade fall syrup. And I'm going to add 1.5 ounces. Seems like a lot, I know. Yum. Right into the bottom of the glass mug. And that brings us to our whiskey. I'm going to be using Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey with the cider cask finish, just for that extra hint of apple. So good. And as always, use whatever whiskey you love. And if you don't know a lot about whiskey, you should probably check out Whiskey Nerd on YouTube. Matt and Rose have an amazing channel, and you'll learn a lot about whiskey. Which reminds me, you might even want to know how to make a homemade cinnamon whiskey for this. We'll leave a link in the description below so you know how to make that. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's do a heavy 1.5 ounces of Irish whiskey right into the bottom of the glass mug. Now, before we move on, it's really important to mention that yes, you can still enjoy a hot toddy even without alcohol. And you can make it the way we've been making it. Just leave out that booze. Now that everybody's involved in the party, let's go to our final step, the boiling water. I'm going to use this electric kettle by Kasori, but you can also make boiling water on the stove. This is just easier to pour, and there's nothing hotter than safety. Fill it up as much as you'd like. I'm just going to leave a little room. And voila. And that's a hot toddy. Oh, hello, darling. This is for you.
Huh?
Yeah. I've got mine right here.
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.